Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon or Rising. And Saggy, this is your weekly intuitive tarot reading for April 6th to the 12th. This week we have the Don't Dim to Fit In Oracle card. We have the Three of Swords, the Knight of Wands, the World, King of Pentacles, Five of Cups, and the Six of Swords. Cool, so Saggy, yeah, we have some kind of pain associated with a completion, a big karmic ending for you. But we have to remember that this is actually a really positive ending. I see you moving towards much greater fulfillment, trust, commitment, and all of these kinds of things. But we must heal the past and not get stuck in it. And that can be really difficult. And a lot of us are going through painful endings at the moment just due to what's unfolding in the world. But I do strongly believe that, many of us are being led to a much better place. So we have the Don't Dim to Fit In Oracle card here. I'm going to start by reading that out. This could be associated with the ending. Maybe some of you felt like you had to curb a certain amount of your place yourself. Maybe it's to do with the place. Curb amount of yourself to fit in with somebody else's values, or you couldn't be yourself in a situation, be that at work or in love and romance. But we'll see how that plays out. So don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Don't dim your light to accommodate someone else's smallness. We're all born to shine big and bright. The universe is expanding and you're part of the universe, so expanding is part of your nature. If someone makes you want to retract, notice and slowly back away. They are not for you and you are not for them. Better yet, find it within yourself to expand and shine your light anyway. Flowers don't open and close according to who's walking by. They open and show their beauty regardless. If others don't want to be around you, or you make them uncomfortable, that's because you are shining light on the fact that they are dimming to fit in. By choosing to shine bright, you may just inspire them to turn on their light too, or not. Keep your light on anyway. Just reading the next part here, guys. I wasn't going to read it out, but I think it's actually relevant. So all relationships are essentially in an energetic agreement. The moment one person decides to start rising up and allowing their light to shine, it changes the energetic agreement and can create some waves. That's completely normal. Yeah, interesting. So some of you might have been, in a relationship with somebody, and that doesn't have to be romantic, that can be in business, where there was just a big sort of energetic mismatch, and maybe you felt like you either had to play small or dim yourself, or maybe the other person was kind of imposing that on you. I do feel that there's been a completion because, we have the World in the reading. That usually signifies the end of a karmic contract. So potentially this situation was karmic. You had to learn the lesson. Maybe you had to learn the lesson that, it's not going to do you any favors in order to dim your light, to play small, to follow somebody else's journey, to ride on someone else's coattails. And I think it's probably been a bit of a painful lesson for you. And we've got the Three of Swords here, which can be about, a loss, things not working out as you'd expected, because maybe you didn't really see that side of this person or didn't know it was going to play out like that until you were in the situation. It can be sorrow, sadness, grief, despair. It is the heartbreak card. So some of you might be feeling like that at the moment. However, the good news is that although there might be a lot of emotions being purged at the moment, tears and anger, sadness, that is the first, stage of the healing process. Once those emotions are out, that's the energetic release. And then slowly over time, we start to heal. So, that is what I see here with Three of Swords. It is a necessary part of the process. And then you'll be able to move on to, to new terrain. Because you have the World here, which signifies that ending. Now, the World is the last card of the tarot deck, which talks of huge completion, an ending of a cycle in your life. So some of you are beginning a whole new cycle. And it really is a card of victory. It says you've arrived, because even though it might feel painful at the moment, this lesson has been learned. And you're unlikely to repeat that. And you're now jumping through the Saturnian hoop into the next cycle of your life, where that's going to be far greater than the one that you've just been in, because you're moving forward with new wisdom that you've learned in that situation. The World says that what the Magician, as the first card of the tarot, is set out to manifest has now materialized. So it is time to move on to the next manifestation. So at some stage, this partner, this job, whatever it was, could have been something that you desired and even manifested into existence. But that is complete now. And we have to be like the dancer here, who effortlessly knows when to flow from one chapter to the next. Excuse me. She's not staying stuck or stagnant or trying to hold on. She recognizes when it's time to ebb and when it's time to flow and when it's time to, rapidly move on to the new situation, to new future, new terrain. So we do have the Knight of Wands here, but I'm going to read that with the Five of Cups, because you are strongly being called to, gallop forth on your new expedition. But the Five of Cups shows somebody who is lamenting the past, who is focused on what has been lost, still connecting to the energy of that grief of the Three of Swords. But this water or wine that is spilt from these cups has already soaked into the earth, and there's no way to get that back. So, we're only holding ourselves back and holding ourselves in negativity or depression, whatever it may be, by connecting with this energy and, hoping that things went differently, or, over-analyzing it, thinking about it, all that sort of thing. And by staying connected to that situation, that's when we often miss the opportunities that are right under our nose, because we're too busy, lamenting the past, and we're too busy focused on that. Really, it's time to, build a bridge over those emotional waters and come back to your own inner sanctuary, come back to the portal of the heart. 5 in tarot is a number of conflict. That's also the number of change. So my message with this card is that change transmutes that conflict. Okay, I swear Mercury's still in retrograde, because I keep having my camera battery getting full and cutting out on me. But just to pick up where we left off, I was saying that change really, transmutes conflict. So the change here is to release the energetic binds of the past, to metaphorically turn around, to open yourself to receive, to open yourself to the new opportunities that are there, ready and waiting for the taking for you. And the Knight of Wands here is you. It's your energy here, Sagittarius. This is you now, after you've turned around, getting on that horse and jumping back into life again. This is about you, galloping away at pace from the past and into your next chapter, into your next cycle. And we have the link here to manifestations, and we've got 3 cups here that we've left, and we're replacing these with 3 promises of new manifestations. That's what the little 3 stands for in all of the tarot cards here. New creations. We've got 3 peppered all throughout this reading. And this is your energy, Saggy. This is about you getting back your sense of passion and purpose for life, getting back your sense of energy and enthusiasm, and, really moving forward. It can also be a passionate new offer coming in for you. Maybe, actually recognizing some of these opportunities and picking one up and actually running with them. So either way, probably what I'm most feeling with this card is coming back into your energy, coming back into your sense of fire, power, after being disempowered for that period of time that you were connecting to that past situation. And yeah, it's all about moving on and forward movement, because here we have the Six of Swords, which came out with the beautiful 9 of Cups. So you are really, really ready to make this rite of passage and move on from the past. And what are you moving towards, Saggy? Wish fulfillment. The 9 of Cups is one of the living your best life cards. It is about being content with where you're at in your life, about joy, love, happiness, and harmony. And the 6 of Swords says, yeah, you might have had to make a necessary rite of passage in order to get there. You might have had to leave something behind that, you really didn't want to, or you'd really hoped that had moved, that had worked out. You're really expecting a different outcome. But in order to get to the good stuff, you have to make that, that move. For some of you, it could actually be physically relocating. We have the world here as well, which can indicate travel. Some of you might be moving states or countries or houses, or just metaphorically moving on, moving from more, tumultuous emotions into a place of much more, harmony, peace and healing. That's what we see here. And the reminder here with this card is leave those swords on the bank, leave the the thoughts, the over-analytical mindset behind, and carry on with an empty vessel. Because what you're heading towards is far greater than where you were before. That Nine of Cups, really talks about that wish fulfillment. So it really is time to set those intentions and to dream big and get manifesting. And the King of Pentacles here with this, the King of Pentacles for me in this reading talks about commitment and trust. Getting back on a trusted path after being in a period where I feel like it was a little bit unsteady or unstable. You couldn't rely on somebody or something, whether it's in work or romance. This is about being a sure thing now. Using that King of Pentacles energy. Using that King of Pentacles energy there to really manifest what you desire in your life. The King of Pentacles is somebody who understands that formula of abundance. He can take this pentacle and expand it into something that he feels proud of, feels fulfilled with and content with. Whether this is in a new romance for you or whether this is in a business opportunity, that's what you're being asked to evoke. It's that energy. And, it could be that there's somebody that's, helping you in this transition. It could be a earth sign, possibly a Taurus, maybe an older, person like a boss or a mentor or father-in-law or husband that could be influential in the way. But if not, it can just be you evoking that energy yourself. So moving into a time that is abundant and stable in the realm of, wish fulfillment, emotional feelings, love, and all of those things. So it's heading in a beautiful direction for you, Taurus. So I think the key message is to release everything that's making you, dim your light to fit in, that's keeping you small. It's time to expand your energy and move into a new cycle that's going to be very emotionally fulfilling for you. So Taurus, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Do keep in mind it's a general reading, and it won't be for everyone because of that. It'll be for those it's meant for. Feel free to leave me a comment. Always love to know how it's shaping up in your daily life, and I'll see you back here next week for another reading.